Hello people. The average Samsung segment has changed quite a bit in the last couple of years. The repertoire
has shrunk, but flagship features have appeared, which is why the price has also grown.
But what will happen next? What to expect from the main fighter of Samsung in the mid-segment in 2024? Well, if you do not know, then look further.
And in all respects, better than Samsung A54. But this is only for now, until the A55 is presented.
Who knows what will be there? Well, maybe Techno Guy knows. Something really knows. First, the name.
The heir to the Galaxy A54 5G will almost certainly be called
the Galaxy A55 5G. Bingo, 3 5s.
Next, the most likely release date of the Galaxy A55 is mid-March. A 52 and a 53 came out on March 17th.
A 54 on March 15th, although earlier the release dates of the mid-segment were more scattered in the spring. But in recent years, Samsung has acted much more consistently, and this series is becoming an increasingly
important part of the schedule of the release of Samsung, so you cannot doubt that a 55 will be released
in mid-March. Moving on to specifications.
As you know, the line of Exynos chips from Samsung is responsible for about
55% of global warming. Samsung has been using its own Exynos chips for most of its mid-range smartphones for many years, including
the Galaxy A50, A53, A54, but given the negative impressions of Exynos chips, the question arises whether the company will return to Qualcomm chips for its future mid-range phones.
Well, it looks like this will not happen, at least with the Galaxy A55. The Galaxy A55 will be equipped with an Exynos 1480 processor.
Galaxy Club found evidence that Samsung tested the Galaxy A55 with a processor
codenamed S5E8845.
If you remember, S5E8825 was Exynos 1280, and S5E8835 was Exynos 1380, so it is logical for Samsung to
call S5E8845 Exynos 1480.
The report also states that Exynos 1480 has an internal name Rose.
An interesting point in the upcoming Exynos 1480 processor is that it works in conjunction with an AMD graphics processor.
This is in line with the earlier leak from insider Revegnos, which argued that the upcoming mid-range
Exynos chips will include a graphics processor based on AMD mRDNA to increase performance when processing images and tasks related to artificial intelligence.
However, the insider also advised not to expect
too much from this graphics processor. Apparently, Samsung is more focused on improving photo processing for their future mid-range Exynos chips, and not on gaming capabilities.
Thus, the gaming performance of Exynos 1480 is unlikely to be better
in its class. Since Samsung's partnership with AMD was supposed to be long-term, it was always expected that the entire Exynos line would one day use graphics processors based on AMD technology. And as we see, this is gradually happening.
Finally, the leak says that the Galaxy A55 will be equipped with a 50-megapixel main camera, similar
to the Galaxy A54. There are no details about the additional rear camera at the moment. It is reported
that the Galaxy A55 will be equipped with a 32-megapixel selfie camera.
There is no information about
whether this will be the same sensor used in the Galaxy A54, but as for the number of megapixels, Samsung
will not change anything here.
Looking at the recent list of Samsung, we can also expect that the Galaxy A55 will be equipped with a Super AMOLED screen with a frequency of 120 Hz, stereo speakers and IP67 protection from dust and water,
as well as Gorilla Glass on the front and rear panels.
I hope that the company will save the slot for a microSD card in the Galaxy A55, as well as add wireless
charging. Without it, the smartphone already looks a bit ancient, don't you agree? And do not forget about the Samsung update policy, which offers 4 years of support for the Android version and a 5-year security guarantee.
And this means that the Galaxy A55 will be released on Android 14 and One UI 6 and will serve
until 2029, up to Android 18 and One UI 10.
As for the design that we are now observing on the A54 is probably now part of the strategy of the Samsung brand, so I will be very surprised if the A55 changes the strategy in this regard.
Although, will the phone remain a AA55? S-series will depend on any significant changes in the design of the next series Galaxy S24, but all the current signs indicate that the situation will be the same as this year, that is, the A55 in design will be similar to the Galaxy S.
And in fact, despite the fact that some do not like it, the fact that the Galaxy S series looks as if
similar to the average or budget segment of Samsung, I think it's not bad. There is nothing wrong with
the fact that in the middle segment add flagship features, including in terms of design. Although do not expect anything in front of the flagship, there will still be fat frames, as if Samsung
clogged up at this moment. S23 FE is proof of this. As for the prices, if in the USA the company keeps their third year at the same level of $450 prices, in Europe and Great Britain for the last couple of generations have steadily grown, pushing the phone to the upper middle segment market. Nevertheless, the Galaxy A55 will not sharply rise in price. This is absolutely true, since the ratio of price and quality is the main reason for the existence of this model. We also take into account the recently released Galaxy S23 FE for a very good price of only $600, so it is worth waiting for the A55 to start again with a base model costing less than $500 or 1.5 million rubles. Well, something like that. Further details about the Galaxy A55 are not known yet, but I will definitely keep you posted here on YouTube or in our Telegram channel. I'll link to it in the description, so subscribe. And what did you see? Write in the comments your expectations from the F55. What would you like to see on it? Share your opinions and, as always, see you very soon in the next video. To everyone